Well, it's very interesting subject, and I was never aware of this subject until just the other night when you were talking about it in the chat room, and I thank you for coming on the show, and I hope that if you ever get to talk to the archival research expert, David Dodge, that you'll ask him to come on the show with us and give us the up-to-date on what's going on.
Yeah, and with how many people we have in this Ron Paul movement, it wouldn't hurt if we all, research this, try to find something, because at least 1,000 people looking into this will find something.
This could be the next, this is the next subject of the truth movement, right? This is it. We need to reevaluate this and keep digging in our history and looking for the truth that's been hidden from us. Wouldn't you agree?
Definitely. And if there is a truth to this, that this was really ratified into an amendment, it would mean that something happened during the Civil War that will shine a light on the type of deception that occurred from the North.
Oh, no doubt. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. I accidentally clicked the wrong button. Yeah, I actually am. I'm glad that you came on the show, and I didn't mean to do that. But I will put you on the spot though, since I broke the ice, and you're here with me, and you're talking about Ron Paul people getting together and keeping stuff alive. I want to ask you, so I can get your voice. I want to ask you, do you want to go to Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you really want to go.
Really cool.
Yeah, and
plus I haven't seen a lot of those southern states.
I haven't seen really any of them except flying over them. I've
been to D.C. It's pretty ugly, and like the White House lawn. But I think it'd be a lot more interesting knowing that the British went through and burned all that down, and you know what I mean?
Oh,
knowing
yeah.
some history.
Yeah.
It makes it more interesting.
Yeah, you've given me such a new perspective on the rich history of where we're going, and a whole nother reason of why.
Find that painting in the Smithsonian.
The painting in the
British troops boarding the ship after burning D.C.
Have you ever seen that show, the Amazing Race? You know, the one where they race around the world and they get on they get their cars and they drive to the place and they do some challenge, and then they get a clue and they go to the next place. Then they go to the airport and they get a ticket and they go to the next city and they get to put it in, and they keep going.
Is it a movie?
They go around the world. No, it's a reality TV show. The Amazing Race.
Oh, dude, I don't watch TV.
Neither do I, but I used to watch that show a while ago.
You've been busted. You watch TV.
Well, it's kind of like that. It'll be kind of like that. One of the challenges was to go find a famous painting, and if you knew what the painting looked like, it helped, right? If you knew what you were looking for, they just had, find the famous da-da-da by artist da-da-da, and they had to go find it in the Louvre. They ran around the Louvre, and then once you find the painting, you get the clue. That would be like us trying to go in the Smithsonian and find that painting, because if we take the Ronvoy, just to let you know. We're gonna get there, and we're gonna get there on the 11th, I think, and we'll get there about 2:00. Unless if you get on my van, I'm gonna try and convince everybody to drive through, perhaps a couple of the places, so we can get there a day early or something.
What do you mean drive through?
The drive, we're leaving the first 2 days we drive.
Campsites?
The first 2 days we drive 12 hours, and then the last 3 days we drive like 6 hours. So if you do one more day of 12 hours, you can get there a day early, basically.
Okay.
And we'd have a whole day to go through the Smithsonian Museum and look at all the stuff, and maybe we can take part in some of the the stuff before the rally too.
Well, yeah, because I don't think there are many people aware of this. Because I mean, when I told my dad or anyone else about the British destroying D.C., they're like, "What?" They never heard of it.
Now your dad turns you on to a lot of stuff that you've never heard of, right? You tell me all the time stuff that your dad tells you all kinds of stuff that I'd never heard of before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He reads a lot, but he sort of reads some of the, like, WorldNet Daily. I try to stay away from that. I try to find something new, something fresh, you know?
Well, this is old, but it's new to me.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely new. I mean, this is the last teaching lessons of questioning the past and researching that they don't teach in school now. They don't teach people to research.
They did in one class I took. It was in a junior college. Is that what they call it?
Mm-hmm.
There's this community college. The English 101 class I took had the teacher was a copy editor, and he would go through and check everything, you know, all the sources and everything, and
right.
And he taught us how to look up stuff on the internet. Different.
Here's an idea I had, but
that was
the
a good
problem
class.
is we need somebody in the Ron Paul group to do it. They need to be from Virginia, from Maine, from all those states. We need to get a list of people in their meetup groups to get a public notarizer to be there at their state libraries where they have the records, and to have like the curator or the secretary of those libraries to actually sign in front of the notary that those are authentic constitutions.
And that the ones that are in the libraries that have the 13th Amendment in it, the original.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do, huh?
Because that would have a notarized letter on it. You know what I mean? Because a notary is important.
Yeah.
It could actually prove that it is authentic if the secretary of that library or the curator, whatever they're called, signs in front of the notarizer that it's authentic.
Exactly. Now I just thought of something else. Now when you're in the Ronvoy van, imagine yourself, you're in the Ronvoy van, and you're in there for several hours every day with a bunch of people that are, I'd say, educated and eager to learn about the Constitution and stuff like that. What are you going to talk about? Man, this subject, you could go on and on and on about this one.
Mm-hmm.
But it dies somewhere. The mystery just kind of hits a dead end, doesn't it?
Well, it does if you don't keep looking.
It does if you don't keep looking. That's good.
Because you gotta keep, you gotta find something, you know what I mean? Like, you can always find something, like on eBay. You could go on eBay and you could actually find newspapers all the way down to 1778 or around that era. And you never know what'll pop up on eBay or in someone's attic. There might be prints of anything. I mean, where did all these constitutions go that these people used to have in the 1800s?
Well, they're written on paper. I mean,
did they all just
get
simply
burned?
Disappear?
Well, that's the point, you see, is that's what they did in the Library of Alexandria. That's what they did apparently in the Library of Congress. They go around and they burn stuff they don't want people to know. Well, now, you can't do that so easily, can you? Unless, of course, they cut the internet cables and knock all the satellites out of this, space, and then confiscate everyone's hard drives. That's what they would have to do. Not to say I wouldn't put it past them.